When I was in the 8th grade, I liked this girl. As things go in the 8th grade, word got around. After she found out, she said, I'd go out with Geoff if he got a haircut. I had bad hair. Never did get that haircut. Never did ask her out. 'Cause I'm an idiot. But suppose bad hair me had asked her out. She might have said yes, and I probably would have been confused. But I thought you said I needed to get a haircut. Yeah, you do in general, but that was just a sufficient condition for us to go out, not a necessary one. Now put on this hat and let's go out. Suppose there was another girl that I liked who said, go out with Geoff? Well, only if he gets a haircut. And then I get this sweet-ass haircut, and I ask her out, and she says, let me think about it. Well, why not? I got this sweet-ass haircut. Well, you see, Geoff, that was a necessary condition for us to go out, not a sufficient one. But now that you got the haircut, I can consider your proposal and get back to you. Go out with Geoff if he gets a haircut. Go out with Geoff only if he gets a haircut. These are two distinct logical statements that often get confused. Like in The Matrix, the Oracle tells Trinity that she will fall in love with the One. This means that Trinity falling in love with someone is a necessary condition for that person to be the One. But it doesn't mean that it's a sufficient condition. Despite this, Trinity falling in love with Neo plays as confirmation that he has to be the One.
You can't be dead because I love you.
But that's not the prophecy. Maybe Trinity falls in love all the time. Maybe Neo's not the One, and he dies, and she falls in love with the real the One later on. You will fall in love with the One does not mean love, therefore the One. Remember Boris from The Wire?
Boris. Why always Boris?
The cops catch him on The Wire saying this.
Did he have hands? Did he have a face? Yes? Then it wasn't us.
Later on, they presented as evidence that he was involved in a murder.
Did he have hands? Did he have a face? Yes? Then it wasn't us.
According to his statement, no hands, no face is a necessary condition for Boris to be involved in a murder. But it's not a sufficient one. Hands, face, not us, doesn't mean no hands, no face was us. But Boris is compelled to confess, in part because of this evidence. Even though a body showing up like that isn't a highly unlikely, unique to Boris occurrence. It even happened to this guy from The Matrix, in that other show. Why bother nitpicking this logic? The Matrix is a great movie. The Wire is the best TV show. Who cares? Well, I know of one person who really f***ing cares. This is Ryan Holle. After a one-day trial, he was sentenced to life in prison because he let his roommate borrow his car. The prosecutor argued that Ryan knew his roommate was going to use the car for a robbery that ended in murder.
Ryan admits he had overheard Billy and others talk about burglarizing the home of Jessica Snyder, Billy's girlfriend.
There was no reality in my mind that this was something that could actually happen. Absolutely not.
If Jessica was there, she might be harmed.
But he also told investigators many times that he didn't think they were serious.
Yeah, he said that. And that's up to the jury to decide.
When the murder occurred, Ryan was at home and asleep. No car, no murder was the argument that convinced a jury that Ryan was an important accomplice.
If there was no car, there was no crime. No crime, no murder.
With the felony murder rule, Ryan got a life sentence.
So everyone is treated like the trigger man.
Correct.
Even if they didn't pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
If you believe no car, no murder, it kind of sounds like car, therefore murder. But that's wrong. And his car didn't guarantee that the robbery was going to go down. If you missed this illogical leap in The Matrix, you might have also missed it at Ryan's trial. Not only that, no car, no murder isn't even true. For it to be true, a lack of permission to use Ryan's specific car would have had to cause the roommate and his accomplices to permanently abandon their plans for the robbery, seeking no alternate means of transportation. Didn't Ryan's defense point this out?
She never objected to anything.
The families always say that. Basically, when somebody gets convicted, it becomes the attorney's fault.
But simplicity sells an argument.
The fact that he was sentenced to life in prison is a gross injustice.
Well, 12 jurors disagreed with you and found him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Let me just finish. No car, no murder.
I knew you were going to bring this up, Bob. You think that the one thing that stood in the way of this group of people trying to rob this woman was transportation?
It doesn't have
they
to
would have
stand
gotten there anyway.
And this flawed, illogical argument is oddly persuasive.
There's something to say about that. No car, no murder. They can't get over there.
Ryan is in prison because his prosecutor exploited a bug in human cognition to convince a jury that Ryan's role in the murder was much more significant than it actually was. Ryan Holle's life sentence was reduced to 25 years. He remains incarcerated to this day. If you like this video and want to see more, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/glapaire.